Adam.
Hey, good afternoon, good evening, I guess good morning to some of you folks down under, perhaps, and wherever else you are. Thank you for joining our annual meeting. I think if I can see here, we've got just about 70 attendees. For those of you that attended this meeting last year, I think that's about 65 more than last year. So really good to see some participation and people wanting to learn more about the activities of the last year, our future direction, and of course, the highlight of the organization at this point right now, our reunification efforts. So I wanted to start out with first just truly saying thank you to the board members of IECA Region 1. It's been my pleasure for the last 2 years to work alongside you to help achieve some of the direction and goals that I had set as a younger member of this organization. You all have been great mentors to me. I have almost all of you as personal speed numbers, and the international ones, you're on my Skype, Mr. Nicky. So again, I just want to thank you all for everything that you've done, continue to do for this organization. And I know that the successes we have achieved and the direction we're going would have not been possible without your contributions. And I look forward to working with you for many years in the future. In a different role, though. So as we get this thing going, I want to reference that we do have an annual report that is available as one of the handouts of this session. I'm not exactly sure where you will get that, but you can download it. And you can request that from staff if you're not able to receive that at this point. But please take a moment to look through that. You'll see some of the membership demographics. You'll see some of our activities. And it's a good kind of recap of the last year. And really kudos to our new CEO, Samantha, as well as her staff for establishing this. This is something that, we've wanted to have for many years. And I think we've now got to a place where we're able to share that. So thank you for putting that together, and please take a chance to look at that. If there's any additional input in that document that you'd like to see, year over year things in that nature, please let us know, because we can continue to improve and enhance that as we go forward. Now, I guess I get a couple minutes to talk a little bit about the vision that I had about 2 years ago before coming into being the board president. As I sat down with the board and said, here's why I want to be your president. Here's the direction I would like to go. Reunification was already going, so I cannot take credit for that being my aha moment, but I certainly knew that it was going to take a lot of effort. And so, as being the next president at that time, it was, within my care to make sure that we were providing a clear understanding, a path, direction, and allocating the resource to do that. And later on, you're going to get introduced to Andrew McLeod, who was instrumental from the Region 2's standpoint in making that happen. So I'm happy to say that if we were checking boxes, that's a mission accomplished officially at this point. Reunification has happened, but the work has just begun. I think we have a lot of momentum, and if you've attended any of the international sessions, you'll see the passion and the sharing of education that is in front of us, and will continue to grow this organization. So I'm very excited to see that became a realization. Being a person from a marketing background, I have a lot of I would say personal preferences in the way that our organization is branded and marketed. And so, I really went after our magazine, the design, the way that we display our organization, and the way that we can improve our member communications. And so in our next, I believe it's the next printed publication, you'll see a new magazine design. We've secured a new publisher, and I'm really excited about the transformation that's happening. So I'm sorry if I'm stealing some thunder from other people, but that's been underway for a while. I'm very excited for you to see that. One of the next things that was really near and dear to my heart was increasing the prestige of our awards, not just our individual awards, but our membership awards, our chapter awards, because we're a volunteer organization. And so sometimes that, in our daily work lives, that a boy or that a girl or the pat on the back just doesn't happen. And I think when we have a volunteer-based organization, it's really important to highlight and thank those who've gone above and beyond. And so with that additional recognition in that direction, I've challenged our staff to develop a way to make these more meaningful. And I'm really excited to show here, Samantha, I believe we're about to kick off a video here, but 2 awards that I wanted to create to really get younger members involved and show their direction was the 3 under 30 and 4 under 40, which both kicked off last year. So Samantha, if you'll play the 3 under 30 video for us. Nicely done. Well deserved. Thank you, 3 under 30 award recipients. The next award, just taking that age group just a little bit more. If most of you are familiar with our demographics, I think we're probably in the over 50 average age group. So taking another step of recognizing the group under 40. So I think we're going to play the 4 under 40 award list recipients here. Sure, a little round of applause if I can on this. So again, congratulations to the 4 under 40 recipients. And, I think this is just kind of showing us as an IECA taking that next step and recognizing our award winners. I know staff will be sending out personal invitations to join us for next year's event, which is our 50th anniversary event in Minnesota. We're going to be having a more, I'll call it a more prestigious awards event. I'm not exactly sure what that looks like yet, but I guarantee our staff is going to deliver a very memorable 50th anniversary event for us. And that's true for all of the award winners from 2020 to 2021. You will be invited to join us for that event and receive the recognition from your peers in person. So put that out there. And again, thank you to the staff for my IECA Region 1 and now Sandra joining our group here. I've seen many of you on some of these presentations this week and know that although this is not ideal to have a digital presentation and a digital conference, I think this has been the best one that I've participated in. And I know that this could not have been done without your efforts, your vision, and your contributions. I know there's a lot of behind the scenes work. So thank you all. The last thing I wanted to spend just a moment on about an achievement, and that is, I think you're seeing now the wheels of this effort coming together is really our clear strategic plan. So one of the things that I brought to the board, I think, is a very laser focused and some may say bulldog type approach on developing a very clear direction of who we are, and so that way our chapters and our members can understand where we're going, so they can contribute, so they know the direction and the efforts that they're leading. So I'm very happy that we were able to, as a board, now almost a year ago, sit down and think with a third party liaison to develop what is the strategic direction of this organization. What do we want to be in 3 years, in 5 years, 10 years? Are we looking at the outside, looking in, doing a SWOT analysis of understanding what our opportunities are ahead of us? And so I know over the last few months, you've seen that being rolled out. And I'll tell you a personal fulfillment I had last night was presenting the Western chapter with their award that really was dedicated to them doing chapter planning and developing a very clear strategic plan for their chapter. And I think that just goes to show that, when we take the lead and we show our members what we need them to contribute to and the direction we're going, that they want to jump on the bus. They want to help, they want to assist, they want to show how they can contribute. And I'm excited to see that contributions happening from the Australasia chapter and Region 2 members as we move forward. So I want to end on this note saying thank you all for the opportunity. And I'll hand it over to Miss Samantha Rowe, the CEO of IECA. Thank you, Samantha.
Thank you, Adam. It's really been a pleasure to have you as our president for the past 2 years. I came in a little bit over 2 years ago and basically came in right away working with Adam, and it's really truly helped change the trajectory of this organization. We've really made some bold moves, and Adam was not shy about being willing to do those things. So I really appreciate it. And we've made all the right choices at the right time so that when we hit something like a pandemic that no one expected, I think we've done really well with all things considered. So thank you, Adam. Thank you again. I'm so honored to be named the CEO of IECA. Coming in with Region 1 and being able to work with Region 2, it just made so much sense for us to be a unified organization and hopefully soon to be a true global powerhouse as an association. I want to thank all the attendees for everything. Our members are incredible. It's amazing. In this 2-year time span, I tried to go to as many chapter meetings as possible the first year and was planning to the second year, but then the pandemic hit. But being on different meetings and Zoom calls, I've been able to see many familiar and friendly faces, and it's been really a pleasure. One of the things I want to talk about today is, as Adam mentioned with the other things that we've accomplished, we also now have something that I think is going to be truly transformational for our organization and help us to be a global leader in erosion control and stormwater management. So we have this new platform called Higher Logic. It's actually, for everyone using it, will be IECA Connect. This is going to be your community where you're going to be able to go and connect and collaborate with other members in IECA. Previously, you were connected to your chapter and you were able to get together in in-person events, but now you'll have the ability to connect with people all over the world. And you'll be able to go in and find people with similar interests, topic areas, maybe a similar position, so that you have people, a network throughout not just the country, but the world to be able to connect with and exchange ideas and figure out new ways of doing things. And who knows, maybe make new friends as well in the process. So you will have access to this right now, actually. As you see, it's connect.ieca.org. And you'll be able to go in and you're already in your chapter area. And so then there will be other topic areas that you'll be able to self-select in. And you'll also be able to select how often you want to be notified. So please go in and make sure, because you can get as many or as few emails from this as you'd like, but we're trying to keep it as an area where you can truly go in and collaborate and not feel overwhelmed by many different emails and topics that maybe aren't relevant to you. This helps you to really identify what you want to focus on and have a more engaging experience with IECA. I really give Adam a lot of credit for this, because this is something I honestly thought would take us longer to actually get to, but once the pandemic hit, he realized that this was both for our reunification and for the fact that we weren't able to engage in person, that this was truly important for us to be able to have, so that we could have a better communication and really make you want to be more engaged versus feeling overwhelmed by having too much information. So please, I really hope you'll go in and look around and see. We'll have training videos and sessions for you and other how to get started information as well. So don't hesitate. The first thing you should do is go in and upload your photo. A lot of the information that we have in our database, we try to kind of upload for you, but you can go in and change that and make it as robust as you'd like. So please be sure to do that. I've really been impressed with all the things we've been able to accomplish in just 2 years. So I'm really looking forward to what we're going to be able to do in the next few years. I'm really honored to be able to introduce Nicky Araujo because he is our new president and he brings a true global perspective, and he's going to be a really great president for the next 2 years. So Nicky, I would love for you to take it away.
Thank you, Samantha. And first of all, I would like to thank Adam for bringing in, the younger blood and a newer generation. For a while, I thought we would have to come up with the 10 under 100 award. For those of you that I haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet, my name is Nicky Araujo, and I want to thank you for attending this virtual 2021 annual conference and expo. I'm here talking to you from the nice Republic of Panama, where I am enjoying right now a very toasty 92 degrees Fahrenheit temperature. So for those of you that are in the colder weather, wish you were here. Okay, I've been an active member of IECA for over 20 years and just former Global Development VP of the Board of Directors. As the new president of IECA, I'm humbled to follow in the steps of some of our previous leaders like Tom Schneider and Adam Dibble, who orchestrated the strategic plan that has established the route to follow in the coming years. Also, it is a great honor to be the first Latin American and just the third non-US citizen to be president of this great association, following in the steps of illustrious Doug Wimble from Australia, who sadly passed away recently, and Massimo Ciarla from Italy. As I said, this is a great honor, especially in this moment when we once again become a united IECA. To our members at the Australasian chapter and to all IECA chapter meetings, my heartfelt welcome. In the next years, the plan of this board is to strengthen the commitment to advancing the standards of practice and connect the erosion and control and stormwater management community. Based on the strong foundations of the 4 pillars that align our goals, resources, process to help support our membership, this 4 pillars being connect, learn, promote, and lead, we plan to reach out to all other organizations and groups with similar interests, increase number of and field of professional practices of our members, promote and add new and interesting contents to our eHub educational program, develop and promote scientifically supported standards, and lead the way in terms of unbiased education in our fields of expertise. These days, the COVID pandemic may have kept us physically apart, but we have found ways to keep in touch with our members, offering them ways in which they can keep up with their education and training, as well as interacting with their peers. As Samantha mentioned, the new IECA Connect platform will offer this and much more to our members. We are convinced that IECA will become the educational powerhouse and the international point of reference of expertise and knowledge for erosion, sediment control, and stormwater management around the world. I want to wish you, success in your fields and that you enjoy every moment of this conference, connect with friends and presenters, and explore the new and interesting exhibits on display at our virtual expo hall. At this moment, I would like to introduce Mr. Andrew McLeod, President of the Australasian chapter and former President of Regional 2, to join us for the question and answer period, which I'm now opening.
Hi, everyone. I presume you can hear me okay? Yep, I'm getting some thumbs up there. Nicky, it's a pleasure that I'll get to work with you and on the board of the reunified IECA. Adam, I just wanted to acknowledge your input and how tremendous it's been working with you over the past couple of years. Look, regionalisation was in place for nearly 10 years, and I understand the intent of regionalisation. I heard some of the background from, various people who were involved in it. Unfortunately, regionalisation didn't give us what we always meant, and hoped for. It ended up being a little bit divisive, and it did split the IECA world into 2. And what we realised in the last 5 or so years is that we have so much in common. And I think that was one of the things that Adam and I really focused on, because we worked pretty closely together over the last 2 years to try and make reunification happen. I was really pleased that Adam and Samantha both travelled down to Australia back in 2019. They got to come out to the Great Barrier Reef and do a conference with us, which I think they enjoyed. And it was great having them in Australia, and we were able to just realise how much we had in common, and how important reunification was. So I'm just so pleased that, you know, that we've brought the IECA world back together and that we're focusing on what we have in common. It's going to be hard not to talk about, you know, Region 1 and Region 2 and that sort of thing. And just referring to IECA, it really is, you know, we've put the I back in IECA. Yes. And so, yeah, it's a really great thing. So yeah, I'm pleased with it all, and I think, yeah, onward and upward from here. Nicky, I'm going to hand back to you. It's great to be involved on the board with you.
Okay, thank you very much, Andrew. And we're going to be opening the floor to the questions and answers. But I noticed something. You're not wearing a tie.
I'm not, but I was handed a little parcel.
Hey, Andrew. This is Wes. How are you?
I'm good, Wes. How you doing?
Pretty good. Hey, man, I wanted to take this moment to congratulate you and many others on your efforts that you put forth in the reunification of IECA. I know you played a monumental role in this process, and I wanted to recognize those efforts here in this session with a token of appreciation, which you have in your hand. So before you open that,
I was handed this. I don't know what this is.
So that token signifies an individual as a leader in the stormwater industry, but it also recognizes your dedication, your passion, and your continued support to the growth and improvement of this industry as a whole. So it's a token of appreciation that's been passed on from one IECA member to another IECA member in a show of friendship, respect, and camaraderie. And the neat part about that token you have in your hand is I was honored with that last year by an Aussie, and now I'm giving it to another Aussie this year. And you are the 19th recipient and only the 3rd Australian to ever receive this particular honor. So prior to the conference, I mailed you that package. So if you wouldn't mind, you know, go ahead and open it.
Okay.
So without further ado, it's with great pleasure that I pass the torch with the tie that binds us to you. So this now is going to become the sharpest tie in your wardrobe. And I hope it gets more use in 2021 than it did in 2020. So congratulations. And I'm looking forward to working with you and to continuously improve our industry and further the reach of the IECA. Cheers.
Thank you very much, Wes. It is an honor. This is the tie that binds, isn't it? This
it is.
The colors are what's the word I'm looking for? Inspirational. Inspirational, I think, is the word.
I think I said it goes with nothing and everything at the same time.
Does it bring out my eyes, Adam?
I think so, yeah.
Thank you, Wes. It really is an honor to receive this, and yes, I will wear it with pride. I hope that I get to wear it at a lot more events, you know, face-to-face events this year than we were able to do, you know, over the last year of the pandemic. So yes, truly an honor. And I look forward to
I had big plans to travel all over the place with that tie, and then COVID hit and it shut it down.
Yeah.
So it's been worn on a lot of webinars and Zoom calls.
All right. I'm going to go back to my school days and try and remember how to tie this thing.
All righty. As Andrew works on tying that tie, we'll go back to the Q&A.
Okay, we have got the first one from Jay Stone Bell asking if this will not replace the IECA hub, eHub, meaning the website and the community.
Yeah, exactly. Would you like me to take that, Nikki?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, please.
So the IECA Connect is a community that is single sign-on, which means once you sign in, you won't have to sign in again. It will be similar. You'll still have access to eHub. The eHub will be there. Some of the things we'll be able to cross promote in the two areas, but it will not be replacing it. This is an add-on to give you that ability to connect and collaborate with other members. And you'll see too, once there will be other things, if you're a part of a chapter or a committee, there are going to be a lot of other features that are really going to make your life a lot easier and give you a lot more information in a much kinder way than just emails.
We're not having any other questions so far, but we have been receiving many chats.
Sunny
No.
just sent one, sorry.
Beg your pardon?
Sunny just sent a question.
Oh, we've got a second question, yeah, from Sonny John.
Yeah.
What is the ICA's conference schedule going to look like now that we're again global? I'd like to defer to Samantha.
Okay. For the next few years, we have our meetings scheduled. So next year we will be in Minneapolis. And then in 2023, we will be in Kansas City. One of the things that will continue is that the Australasia chapter, not Region 2, but Australasia chapter will have their conference every year as well. As we move forward and we look at where we want to position, right now a bulk of our membership truly is still US based. But we will look at how we position the conferences in the future and maybe do additional conferences because of the way that we do it. So that way people who aren't able to travel internationally are able to, but then we're also making sure they're taken care of as well.
Okay, we've got another question from Mark Tyson. Could you please reflect on the future governance of ICA as chapters become even more important? Samantha?
So basically, we have a governance vice president, and one of the things that we do, because we have the Ibero-America chapter, we have the Canadian chapter, and now Australasia is back with us. We will continue to grow with chapters in different areas, but we will make adjustments to some of our policies that we have so that we create enough structure, but enough flexibility for each of the chapters to be able to be responsive to the members within their chapter. In the US, as many of you know, our chapters are aligned with the EPA regions. Well, that isn't necessarily how other countries do it. And so for instance, like Canada is the entire country. So we'll be looking at what differentiations we need to make for those and make sure that we are being responsive to all the chapters in an equitable way.
If you will allow me to expand on that.
Sure.
Our VP of governance will be looking at the situation of the status of the bylaws of the other chapters, and also for the new chapters being formed, it will be helping them, in such a way that they can still respect the laws of the country, but also maintaining, a parity with our bylaws of the central organization. So we will be working very closely with them. The idea is to make all the chapters stronger, and a stronger group of chapters will make a stronger ICA. We have another question from Sonny Johns. I know I have to ask this: when you are coming back to Texas?
When everyone has Ford F-150s with generators.
Now is maybe not the time to ask that question.
For the next 2 years, like Samantha already explained, we would not be going back to Texas, but we look forward to it.
There was a question, I think I would like to expand a little bit on Mark's about future governance. And, I think that the way that our organization is structured is that it is, we adopted the best parts, I think, of the Region 2 things from a membership standpoint and kind of grandfathered those into, respect the development that they have made over the few years. And, we've continued to expand domestically here with, the Canadian, Canadian chapter. And so, I think we have the right structure. What we're going to need is participation. If we're going to grow some chapters, I think there was an interest group in India. We had an interest group in Africa. And so, we're going to try to impose, the direction that we're going, but as Nicky said, using the local, regulations and policy. And often we may be the trendsetter to do that. But I think, from an expansion standpoint, growth of our organization is going to be critical. And I think we're going to be investing resources as needed, where the most interest and boots on the ground are there to help grow our mission as an organization. So I'm excited to see where that goes. And I'm hoping that when travel can happen, that we'll be seeing more international events. In the meantime, I know that the Region 2 Australasia event that they've had in the past, we'll now be, I don't want to say absorbing, but supporting from the headquarters. So I think we are going to see more collaboration, hopefully an opportunity to provide some type of online type format to participate. And so I think we're going to see more collaboration across the country, around the world, actually. So thank you.
Okay, I don't see any other questions from our members.
I do like Jay's question about Hawaii. I'm in for that. So anytime we want to have a meeting there, I will fully support that. Before we end, if there aren't any more questions, one thing I would like to say is I really like to thank the staff at IECA. When I came in well over 2 years ago, we made major changes and our staff is the same other than one position, and they are doing an incredible job. And I just want to say they have worked so hard and they care so much about this organization and the members, and I'm really proud of everything that they've done. They make my life easier, and I really hope that the members know how much they care, because they've been working long hours. There were people here in the office at 6 a.m. So not me. I was online, but not in the office. So, but no, they really do a great job and they really care. And I couldn't be prouder of everything that they've done. They've just blown me away, because we've gone through so much during this pandemic that it could have easily fallen apart. And instead we said, you know what, we're going to do the best we can of trying to make more value for the members and make the members proud to be a part of us, and that we're family. We're here for you because we know everyone is suffering during this time. So we're trying to help people where we can and just kind of help everyone get through this so that we can do some great things in the future. Welcome vaccines.
Yes, I want to also reiterate what Samantha just said, because during these days that we've been holding this event, I've had several people contacting me and saying, now with COVID, everything has had to go virtual, but of all the different virtual conferences that I have attended, said by different people, they said that this is by far the best one that they have attended. And they were congratulating the board, and I said, the board, yes, set the guidelines to what we want, but really it's our CEO and our staff that get things done. So my kudos to all of them. And I really want to let you know from my heart that I appreciate every bit of work that you do for us, because you make us look good and you make our members feel good about the response that you give whenever you have got a request. So to all of our staff, thank you very much.
Thank you. One other thing that I would like to mention too is my approach from association management is really, this is the members association. So we're here to give you the resources that you need. So if at any point there's something that you think we should be offering and we're not, please let us know. It doesn't mean that we can necessarily offer it, but we'll definitely investigate it. And we're open to ideas and trying to figure out, because that's why we did that survey during the pandemic, that weekly surveys we were doing, because we were trying to figure out what it is that we could do to help you. And that's what we're here for. So never hesitate to give us your ideas, like I said, I can't promise that they'll come to fruition, but we will investigate it and do our best because we want to make everyone proud of this organization.
Well, I don't see any more questions or chats coming our way, so I would like to thank all of you for attending this General Assembly, the members, for your questions and for your dedication to IECA. We all look forward, and this board and the staff look forward to being able to deliver what you are looking for in this association, making it grow and becoming, as I said in my initial words, the true powerhouse of education that we are destined to be.
We got a prod there from Joanna to plug the next meeting. So before we end, I want to make sure we do reference that. Joanna, thank you. I've just got to pull up the details. So the next session is in the learning zone, and it's called Optimizing Revegetation of Highly Disturbed Soils on Mine Sites and Construction Sites Through Beneficial Soil Health Management. Practices and Enhanced Microbial Activity. Starts at 4 p.m. and that's Central Time, and we hope that you will join us then. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
We're looking forward to a great year. See you next year in Minneapolis. I will plug that one because we're going to be there and it's going to be great. So 50th anniversary.
Yes.
Great. Thank you.
See
Have
you.
a great way.